Sometimes a threat to our physical health makes us reassess our spiritual health. And right now, what we're learning is that we've been very dependent on a building. And our churches, oftentimes people think of them as being a place you go on Sundays, or a physical structure. But it's not. It's us. It's individuals. And we're scattered right now across neighborhoods, across America, across the world. And are we taking advantage of the opportunities we have to share our faith with those who don't know the Lord? Google searches right now for the word prayer are higher than ever. And people are asking spiritual questions and they're open to spiritual conversations. But are our members prepared and equipped to answer those questions and to share the gospel? My concern is that this coronavirus pandemic may not be the catalyst that it should be and could be for changing how we view church. Do we simply move the church online, or do we think differently about how we equip and empower our members to share their faith as disciples and to serve those in need as Jesus did, with compassion and then saying who he is?
Since the city of Indianapolis is one of the hotspots for COVID-19, our neighbors' needs now are greater than ever before. Christians here are taking this pandemic as a wake-up call to get outside the four walls of the church and show the love of Christ to our neighbors. This experience has been a lesson that we needed to learn, and that is, crisis or not, our neighbors should always be our mission field. To enable churches in our city to accomplish this, Unite India is relying on a new platform provided by our long-term technology partner, Meet the Need. It's called Love Your Neighbor.
As a church, we make it easy for you to share needs with your members and see how active your church is in serving their neighbors. As you access your unique map link, the map header can be updated to look like your church's website to keep the branding of your church in front of your members. This map can be shared on the church website, church app, in any social media post, in e-newsletters, in emails, or really anywhere you can copy and paste to include a link. The more places the map is shared, the more quickly needs will be met. As a church member, you can search and meet needs posted by neighborhood leaders through the map link provided to your church. You can see needs by each neighborhood pin, or you can choose to see all the neighborhood's needs posted by your church in the List View button. Members can change the search parameters and narrow their search by zip code, miles radius, date range, and/or by the type of the need that they are looking for. As a church, you have a compilation of all the neighborhoods your neighborhood leaders have registered in your aggregate report. Here you can see exactly which neighborhoods are active and the contact information for each one. You can export any of your data easily into a .csv file and export into Excel if you may need to upload into your larger church database. You can also access any neighborhood dashboard and deactivate a leader, a member, or a need if needed, so the church remains in control of the data shared with your members.
Loving our neighbor has always been important to God, but in the pandemic, He is revealing how important it is to love our actual neighbor.
Hi, my name is Gary Kendall. I lead a ministry in Kansas City called Love KC. And in our ministry, we lead people to adopt their neighborhood to pray, care, and share. And 2,500 people have chosen to adopt their neighborhood. But what I'm really excited about is our partnership with Meet the Need and the Love Your Neighbor plan. Because for the first time, we'll be able to connect people who want to meet needs to care with those who have needs, and we'll be able to close that loop in new ways. I can't wait to see what God does.
Meet the Need's hope in introducing Love Your Neighbor is to see a revival, an enormous church growth, much like we saw in ancient Rome, where Christians weren't that well regarded back then. But when the plague hit Rome and Christians responded in a spirit of self-sacrifice and not self-preservation, that changed the way that Christians were regarded. It changed the way that the church grew. And it was explosive back then. It could be explosive now. So with Love Your Neighbor, what we're doing is that we're bringing a Google Map type solution to your church where you can see where your members live You can see the neighborhoods that they cover, your footprint, and the members of your church who you designate can post needs on behalf of those individuals who are suffering, who are struggling in any way with the pandemic. It could be economically, it could be psychologically, it could be physically even. And we can implement this at your church in a matter of hours. It's not days. And because there's no charge, there's really no impediments to why your church shouldn't use this to spark a revival in your own community.